Okay, part 2. I'm going to have to cut the video because my pussycats, both of them, have been sick today. In a short period of time, actually, both of them. And unfortunately, that's what happened. So I had to stop the camera and see if she was okay. So the Three of Winter. I feel like that totally distracts me and I've lost the flow of the story. Okay. In the book, it said about heartbreak, and I said about the quote, didn't I? By wearing your heart on your sleeve, you'll get hurt, but wear it anyway. I do feel the Divine Feminines are healing as a collective. They are very much light working, let's say that, touching the hearts of everyone that they meet. An incredible power to possess. So, Three of Winter. Let's, I've just opened up to the Emperor. And like I was saying, I was trying to make this reading about you, Divine Feminine, but I feel there's some valuable advice in here for the Divine Masculine. And they need assistance too at the moment. So the Three of Winter. It takes great courage. That word keeps coming out a lot today. It takes great courage to face your past disappointments and allow healing to take place. Reach out to others for comfort and love. And I feel that's you at the moment, Divine Feminine. Your energy is very much called upon. Not just by the Divine Masculine, but by, I feel, especially other masculines. It's like they're needing the feminine's magical touch at the moment. So reach out to others for comfort and love. Ask God, the angels and the fairies for clarity of understanding around all issues pertaining to this situation. Be open to the warm embrace of compassion. It's that word, embrace. Be open to the warm embrace of compassion and forgiveness, and to the wisdom of others who may have experienced what you're going through. And the Divine Feminine most definitely has experienced heartbreak, heartache. And she's out the other side. Don't close your heart off to helpful people. By working through your sadness now, you set the stage for healing in the near term, rather than having to revisit unhappy emotions over and over. Our fairy friends are standing with the holy hawthorn tree behind them. Legend says that the tree appeared when Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of Jesus, who helped him off the cross, placed Jesus' walking staff into the soil on a hill in Glastonbury. The staff became the holy hawthorn tree, which blossoms only on Christmas Day and Easter Day. Coming very soon. Easter Day is. And so is your resurrection. The additional meanings of this card: forgiving others and yourself, releasing past hurts, healing misunderstandings, growing stronger from challenging situations, being there for others in need. Right, let's have a look at the power of love. This strong force that we're reckoning with, okay? The power of love. A force from above. Let's have a look and see what card. These are activation cards, so let's see what we're activating. I've got the card. You're going to let me have that one? Compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. And that's how you do it. You actively share and live love. Compassion. Living by the principle of compassion is the healthiest mode of being human. Compassion asks that you go within your own heart and see the world from another's perspective. By placing your awareness on the feelings of others and understanding what motivates them, you will begin to empathise with them. Operating compassionately is the natural inclination of your soul. So allow yourself the time and space to display loving acts daily. It can be as simple as smiling to a stranger, Remember that some of us travel an easier road than others, but the most significant thing we all have in common is our decision to share this physical dimension together. Compassion is also a gift you give yourself. When you are able to accept your own weaknesses as a part of a learning process, it's much easier to forgive others. It's often a difficult lesson, but once it's mastered, your soul evolves quickly. And that it does, as the Divine Feminine can show you. The soul evolves quickly once you have mastered this lesson. Wow. Shall we have another little quick flick through this book? Let me get my words out. Let's see what I've opened up to. Loving yourself forward. Oh, I'm going to tell you a secret. That's what it says, page 179. I'm going to tell you a secret. Sometimes seekers on a path of personal growth are harder on themselves and more impatient about their progress than anyone else. Do you know someone who you believe has lots of problems, but they don't seem to think so? Do you have a friend who seems blissfully oblivious to their unhealthy emotional habits, and yet you're constantly obsessed with your own patterns? Those of us who are transformers have lofty goals and frequently become frustrated when we don't achieve them. We have peak experiences of revelation and breakthroughs and then feel as if we've crashed down, not because something bad happens, but because we stop loving ourselves when we can't permanently sustain these moments of awakening. For instance, you have an expansive weekend at a retreat or an uplifting day by yourself hiking the nearby trails, or a sacred moving morning at church. You're feeling very high, centered and content. I'm in such a great place today, you conclude with satisfaction. Then something happens. Your mind suddenly remembers a challenge you're facing and you're instantly overcome with fear and anxiety. One of your children does something to annoy you and you lose your temper. You look in the mirror and notice some new wrinkles and get depressed. Your partner seems a bit distant and you feel a wave of sadness. Immediately you begin to judge yourself for having these reactions. I can't believe this. I was feeling so enlightened and loving for a few hours, days, weeks, and now look at me. I'm a mess. I haven't changed or grown at all. So much for thinking I'm making any progress. Now you're not only feeling despair. Now you're not only feeling despair about what originally upset you, but you're invalidating every attainment or expanded experience you had earlier, or even that you've ever had, because of how contracted you're feeling in this moment. It's as if you decide your moments of expansion and spiritual connection don't count because they aren't permanent. There are exquisite, grace-filled moments in which we're able to temporarily bypass all of the blocks to our highest awareness, and we're given a magnificent glimpse of our most expanded and awakened self. The meditation retreat, seminar, teacher, hike, church service, or whatever uplifting influence we experience does just that. It lifts us up and over our usual patterns and programming, acting as a sort of cosmic helicopter and offering us a view from the heights of our consciousness. In that moment, we are experiencing awakening. We're just not permanently awakened. Each time you make the choice for love, in that moment, you're awakened. Each time you hold a space of pure compassion for someone, in that moment, you're awakened. Each time you see clearly or have truth come through to you, doesn't say that, it says each time you see clearly or have truth come through you to others, in that moment, you're awakened. As long as you're in a body, you will always collide with your humanity. As the great master Ram Dass said, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And that human experience is difficult. Yes, the divine lives within the human and cannot be tarnished. But the human is human, with its unique personality, physicality, and mystical journey of healing and remembrance. Do not use your humanity to disqualify your recognition of your essential divinity. Whenever you come face to face with one of the more challenging parts of your humanness, make the choice for love and remind yourself, my humanity does not invalidate my divinity. If it's a cloudy day and the sun peeks out from behind the clouds for a moment, is the sun less real or perfect because it's only appearing for 5 minutes? You would never say, you're not the sun, I just caught a brief glimpse of you, so I'm not going to acknowledge your existence until I see all of you and you never disappear. See, you just went behind the clouds again, so this appearance doesn't count. Of course, this sounds ridiculous. That moment of sunlight was real. When the sun emerges on a stormy or overcast day, we think, I have 5 minutes of sun. It felt so good. I can't wait for more. Just because you collide with your humanity does not mean you're not growing in your divinity. Just because you momentarily forget your wisdom does not mean you're not learning. Just because you fall back into old pain doesn't mean you're not learning. The sun is coming out for you right now. It's a beautiful sunny day here. Okay. The sun of wisdom, the sun of revelation, the sun of remembrance and reunion with your higher self, and the sun of love. Slowly the clouds of your patterns and programming are disappearing. Every day there is more and more light. You need to bask in that sunlight and let it count. You can't be constantly looking for the holes in your wakefulness. You have to see the wakefulness and celebrate it. It is a delightful glimpse of the sun of enlightenment peeking through the clouds of your own forgetfulness. I've just grown myself another head. Hello. Hey, how are you doing? Was you clawing back there? I heard you. Let's get you a message from heaven. Whoever this message is for. Okay, we've got three messages. The first one is, put on your dancing shoes or walk along the beach. We encourage you to move. You've been encouraged to move for quite a few weeks now. It's been suggested. Okay, dance. Next message is, let us hug you. Close your eyes as we hold you close. Dance. Allow yourself to be hugged and held close. And we care about you and we want you to take care of yourself. Okay. And that's what you're needing to do, Divine Masculine. You need to take care of yourself. And allow yourself to be taken care of. Let's finish with a Mother Mary Oracle card. It's very energetic, this reading, Divine Masculine. Feels like you're clutching onto the Divine Feminine, onto her energy. It's lifting you up and it's giving you hope and support. And I feel you're just remembering. You're just remembering what? The feel of the Divine Feminine. The feel of love. The touch of love. Touch me in the morning. Okay. One card, please. Our Lady of the Resurrection. It's coming. Coming to you soon. Card number 18. Now we have, I think the full moon energy is on the... the 16th, I believe. I think the Easter Monday may be the 18th. But I know that the moon's energy is on the 16th, on the Saturday, I believe it is. I think it's a full moon. Anyway, so this will be Easter Monday, when the resurrection occurs. So the Bible says, "The eternal light dwells in my heart, and as you enter into my heart, held safe in my love for you, that light becomes visible to you. It will show you the way through any darkness and help you understand the purpose of past suffering, so that you can let it go and be at peace, free from confusion, shame or doubt. There is a divine purpose within all that is. You have been struggling, and now it is time for rest. Step into the light of my heart now, beloved, and let the darkness go. The time is drawing near for your resurrection and release." It is a strange paradox that when we are truly open to life, we must be prepared to die many deaths before it is time for our physical life to end. We might suffer deaths of relationships, of ideals, of identities, even of certain hopes and dreams. If we can mourn these deaths, give them proper attention and due acknowledgement, grieving in whatever way is respectful and truthful, then those deaths become sacred sacrifices on the altar of a new life. I felt a spiritual sacrifice had taken place. It's a sacred sacrifice. Okay. If we try to rush past these many deaths, pushing them to one side out of fear that they may mean something terrible or frightening, then we will suffer more than needs be. Perhaps we become fearful if we feel that we are not in control of life and cannot prevent its powerful unfolding because we do not trust where life is leading us. Then too, we miss our chance to make a sacrifice and feel more connected with life and with death as a natural part of life. We don't have to be scared of these deaths, as painful as they may be. We can accept that they are signs that we are growing and life is flowing. We can even use them to gain confidence that a new direction, a new life, is calling us. There is always so much more to come, always. No matter how old we may be, or how jaded we may feel at times, there is always boundless life awaiting us. All that is needed is a willingness for us to be open to receiving it. The oracle of Our Lady of the Resurrection is about discovering the light after the struggle, about life after death. Perhaps the deaths you have encountered have been literal and you have lost a beloved through death, or perhaps by a parting of ways through separation of some kind. Perhaps your endings have been more subtle, internal or symbolic. Perhaps you are going through that experience right now. Whatever the case, the Divine Mother speaks to you now about the promise of her light, about the resurrection, about the fact, decreed by her, that you shall indeed rise again. As you await the grace of her light to permeate your consciousness and help you rise up out of the ashes of your own suffering, reborn, you are asked to take a moment and connect with the wisdom of the owl. This nocturnal creature can help you ascertain what it is that the darkness of death, the night time of the soul, has brought to you. Sometimes it is only in letting go that we are able to open up to receive. Sometimes the death opens us to new life in a way that no other situation could do. The blessing hiding in the death doesn't make it easier to bear. We must grieve, honestly, but it does bring another perspective, one of hope, of emerging light, of the realization that just as the sun breaks through the darkest night at the dawn, so too will Our Lady of the Resurrection lift us from even the deepest sorrow and gently urge us into new light, new understanding, and new life. Take heed, beloved. Your time of darkness is swiftly drawing to a close, and a new day is soon to be upon you. The Holy Mother is with you, and together you shall celebrate. Wow. Another message for the Divine Masculine here. As in, this whole message, I feel, was for the Divine Masculine. Divine Feminines, I feel you know exactly where your place is and how things stand with you Let's do this healing process and affirmation. You are sitting beside a woman in flowing white robes beneath a stark, moonlit sky. Overhead, an owl silently swoops and lands at her feet. The moonlight reflects off its feathers and eyes, and you observe its strange beauty. Feel the silence all around you. You may feel emotions or thoughts arising out of you. If this is the case, just let them go into the night sky, absorbed into the darkness. The lady turns to you, and gazing into her dark, beautiful eyes, you notice a light that begins to flow. A sunrise is taking place behind her gaze, and she is lit up from within. You feel joy as the sunlight flows from her eyes into your heart. Together you are illuminated in golden orange light. Feel your heart expand with love and warmth, and know you are blessed with new life now. You may finish this healing process with the following affirmation. Out of darkness, I emerge into the light, blessed and protected in the Mother's holy grace. Amen to that. Okay, let's leave it there. That's a beautiful message. The resurrection, it's on its way. Okay, I will catch up with all you guys soon. Until then, take care, much love. Tia, want to say goodbye? It's not an owl sitting there, it's my pussycat, it's my baby girl. Are you feeling a bit better now? Are you? Okay. Right then, let's leave it there. Guys, I will catch up with you soon. Until then, take care, much love. Bye for now.